Hey guys, welcome to Channel 2S. I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and today is cold and also snowy. As you can see, there is snow everywhere. It's pretty much up to my knees in some spots, and I'm not exactly short, so yeah, good. Depending on where you look at it, I mean, it's drifting a lot, but it's up to like 3 or 4 feet in some spots, so a lot of snow, but hey, that's winter in Maine. And on a cold, snowy winter day like this, there is really no better task to preoccupy oneself with than the assembly of a Gundam called the Avalanche Exia. It has been a few days since we have last met, but as I said earlier, snow happened, so that threw a bit of a wrench into things. But now I've finally got a little time to build some more Avalanche Exia, so build I shall. And of course, now would be a great time to talk about the absolute onslaught of news we've had in the last 3 days since my absence, and by onslaught I mean maybe 2 stories at most. The first of these being the Gundam Flauros Calamity War version. If you remember back in Iron Blooded Orphans Season 2 when they first unearthed the Gundam Flauros, it was not in Shino's custom colors, instead it was white. And Bandai is capitalizing on the apparent popularity of that color scheme by releasing a premium Bandai high grade called the Gundam Flauros Calamity War version. This is a white recolor of the Flauros, and it includes the parts from Option Set 7, which includes some shorter cannons for the Gundam Flauros, and also a nice pair of kind of pickaxe, climbing axe, dagger combination weapons, which do look very brutal and are certainly going to be fun to pose with. Now, like I said, this is a premium Bandai model, which means that it won't be available everywhere, unfortunately, but if you can get a hold of one, and you aren't too big a fan of the Gundam Flauros' Shino custom colors, and you also don't feel like painting it up in its original white, you of course can buy this kit, and you will be pretty much set to go. And that is the biggest story of the last few days, and the only other story really I could talk about is the Barzam and its current release date, because we have information on it now, and it is apparently coming out in May, which doesn't particularly surprise me, but it is nice to see a finalized concrete release month for this model, since it is one that I personally am very much looking forward to. I do like the design of the Barzam. I do prefer the Barzam Kai just a little bit, but if we can get a normal Barzam too, I'm not complaining. But really, when it comes to news, it's been a bit of a slow week, so unfortunately that's all I have to talk about tonight. So without any further delays, I'm just going to get right on with the build. So, starting down at the feet, we're going to take this polycap and stick it inside of this white part and put it onto the bottom of the foot. It's a very standard foot assembly, since this is, again, a pretty old high grade. Now we're going to take these 2 parts and slide them into each other like that, and take this and clip it in right in there. And then before we put this on, we're going to take these 2 pieces right here, and we're just going to slide them together like that. And with the flap facing outwards, we're going to drop it right into there, and then grab that white part from earlier, set it on there, press it all together, and we have a leg, or at least part of a leg, but we're going to very quickly add on to this by taking this section up here that I've already pre-applied a nice little purple sticker to, and we're going to take that and we're going to push it right through there, and then we're going to take these 2 parts and we're going to put the polycap in there like that, and then it just goes together like that. And now there's a little white cap that goes over here. Now normally you would also be able to put his GN blades here, however those can be stored in the back for the Avalanche Exia, which means we won't be using the connectors for this build. So now we're going to take these, put them here. We're going to want to just pop these little pieces here together. It's a polycap and another piece. This piece is now going to go in there, facing the front. And now we can take this and put it on this way, just like this. And if I hadn't mentioned already, I also put stickers on the sides here. There's these little gray stripes that go down here, so there's that one up there, and that looks like about it for the stickers on the legs. So now we're going to take this tube right here. I need to check and see how this goes in, because there's two different ways you can build the legs for this kit. You can build it as the Avalanche Exia, or you can build it as the Avalanche Exia Dash. And I want to build this as just the normal Avalanche Exia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece facing, is it this way? I think it looks, yeah, it's facing this way. And then you slide it in like this, and then this piece goes over here, and this piece goes over here. And now we have a nice little thruster array on the back of his leg. Does a nice job kind of bulking up the original Exia design. We have a little kneecap that goes on right here, and a simple little foot ankle guard. And is that on all the way? It looks a little precarious, but I think it's going to hold, because now all we got is a foot. And if I can get this ankle joint to straighten out, I can pop the foot right in there, just like that. And now we have the leg of the Avalanche Exia. Now this is a leg with a bit of plastic stuck in the panel line. There we go. This is a leg on an older high grade, which means there's a ball joint up here instead of a universal joint. They did fix that on the Exia Repair 2 though, which is quite nice, and I suppose if you wanted to, you could swap out the upper legs on this for the ones on the Exia Repair 2, although you would be losing the little recessed GN cable right here. But it looks like, oh okay, so that hinge right here means that the knee articulation looks like it's pretty much completely unrestricted by the new add-ons for the Avalanche Exia. You can see that even though these look, it looks like this might be getting in the way, but if you look carefully, you can see it's not actually touching either side of the leg, and this is actually just as much knee mobility as you would get with the normal Exia. And what I'm kind of wondering is, can these move? Yes, you can actually move these flaps separately as well. That's pretty cool. So if you want to have them facing forwards, if for some reason you wanted that, I suppose you could do that. But I have to say, I'm liking just the regular Avalanche legs without the extra dash parts a bit more than I thought I would. I was thinking I would definitely want to display this guy with the extra enhanced dash parts, but the Avalanche leg, just the regular old Avalanche leg, looks kind of nice. But as much as I would like to continue, I unfortunately have to end tonight's video right here since I am pressed for time. So if you enjoyed this video, as always, be sure to leave a like. And if you're new here, I promise I don't always upload this erratically. Usually I do try to keep it to about a video a day, but I've had a little bit of trouble the last few days, so I wasn't able to get something out. But normally I do all sorts of Gunpla news and reviews and unboxings and builds and all sorts of fun things like that. So if that sounds cool to you and that's something you want to see on a regular basis, be sure to hit that icon you see popping up in the middle of the screen right now to stay up to date on all of those things. And if you want to see some of my past videos, there are also thumbnails here on the sides that you can go ahead and check out. And as always, I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and I'll see you next time.